Hello, and welcome to the May 16th episode of Random Thoughts. This is Charles Bird. Well, had another virtual block party. Recorded it for documentary purposes, like I do all such meetings. Talked a little bit with Matthew Butts, who's a Libertarian Party activist. He's mobilizing some. He's in the process right now of mobilizing delegates to work on behalf of the Mises Caucus. Talked quite a bit about some of the drama. The internecine drama between the Mises Caucus and the other factions, and now we have at least two state parties passing resolutions to remove Nick Sarwark, the increasingly unpopular, soon-to-be outgoing chairman of the Libertarian National Committee. Also talked to a couple of guys I knew from high school. But I'm going to keep doing this about every 2 weeks or so, or at least as often as my work schedule or personal life allows. I might even when the whole quarantine, lockdown, house arrest stuff is over, I might make it I might just scale it down to maybe a monthly thing, because I'm having a lot of fun with it. I enjoy it, so it's a lot of fun getting to meet and talk to people that way, and as well as reconnect with folks I've not seen in person in a very long time. So I'll link to it below. Should warn you though. I should put a language disclaimer on it though. Mr. Butts can get a little earthy. I notice I have a critic out there. Yes. Yes, notice somebody hit the dislike button on a couple of videos I posted because they don't like what I've been saying about the lockdowns. Well, as those of you who know me, who've known me personally, or have followed me on social media for a number of years, will tell you, I don't do what I do for the likes. I don't. So it doesn't really hurt my feelings when you hit the unlike button on something I post. Now, what I would challenge you to do, though, is if you do disagree with something I say, is, leave a comment. Preferably an intelligent rebuttal. Not the typical comment I've been hearing from quarantine Karens, cuss words, ad hominem insults, baseless accusations of racism. Give me a real argument. Or are you really only smart enough to just hit the thumbs down button? Lots of encouraging news in the Valley. As you've probably already heard last week, Mayor Brandvold is pushing hard to get Modesto to reopen. Stanislaus County officials have rescinded their own orders. They've stopped harassing people, simply because they just can't. Trying to enforce this stuff is just too taxing on their resources. There's a lot of what's referred to in libertarian circles as Irish democracy going on around here. Business owners, small business owners staying open, just saying, screw it, I'm going to keep working. I've got kids to feed and a mortgage to pay off. And we're even starting to see barbers and tattoo artists making house calls. So it looks like things are going to be opening up a lot sooner than I thought they would. I'm very encouraged. The protests are working. The civil disobedience is working. We just gotta keep the pressure on. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very encouraging. There are a couple of videos out there that, whenever I've tried to take the time to sit down and actually watch them, because they are kind of lengthy, YouTube keeps yanking them. And it's obviously because these videos are showing, physicians and scientists questioning the official coronavirus narrative. Now, look, YouTube, just like all the other social media platforms, they are private entities. They are well within their rights to do what they're doing. That said, though, I am well within my rights to have an opinion on what they're doing, and what they're doing is dumb. It's just stupid. Especially when you take a look at what's out there on Facebook, on YouTube. You see the stuff that gets pulled and the stuff that's been sitting around there for a while. I mean, for instance, German folk songs. Yeah, apolitical German folk music. I mean, they might have been political, say, 200-300 years ago, but now it's just songs they teach kids to sing in their schools, getting yanked, and the channels getting demonetized because some, how do I put this charitably, special needs person has it in their head that anything German equals Nazi. So to their way of thinking, some song about a girl named Erica is the same as Der Horst Wessel Lied, which was an actual Nazi propaganda march about a man who, in actuality, was a heroin-addicted pimp who got iced by his superiors in the SA, and for propaganda purposes, they pinned the murder on the Reds and turned him into a martyr. And now you know the rest of the story. Another example, You have families, filming their daughter's dance recital, yet the video gets dinged on some arbitrary copyright strike. Yet, yet, still up there, if you look for it, is Justin Yaniv. Oh, forgive me, Jessica Yaniv. Word salading about how oppressed forgive me, she is, because she can't get beauticians to wax her stuff. Stuff. Or you have some Civil War reenactment videos getting yanked over some bogus, hate crimes accusation. But you've got Zeitgeist, which was this viral documentary from about a decade ago, which is full of more crap than Gizmo's litter box. Well, you know what? Unlike the powers that be here at YouTube, I believe you're an adult. So I'm going to link to a couple of alternative video sharing platforms where you can find Plandemic and the Erickson Massihi briefing. I won't link directly to the videos because I might end up tripping up some algorithm and getting dinged that way. But I'm going to leave the links to the platforms there, and you can type in the relevant keywords and watch the videos for yourself. Make up your own mind. Do your own thinking. Do your own research. Stop believing the panic porn on CNN. I mean, Fauci is not the infallible pope of immunology. There is no such thing as a unanimous scientific consensus, and there is no such thing as settled science. Speaking of which, there was this awesome hearing a few days ago where, Rand Paul, challenged Fauci. Told him that, no, you're not the be-all and end-all. Reminded Fauci that he's actually a fallible human being. And Rand Paul, need I remind you, is an ophthalmologist. He is a medical doctor. He earned his MD from Duke University, which is known the world over for its prestigious medical school. Yet, Quarantine Karen says, no, he's not a real doctor. Yeah. But their idea of an expert is and she'll be appearing on a CNN panel as a quote-unquote expert. Wait for it. Greta Thunberg. Yeah. Literally, a 16-year-old high school dropout is an expert, but Rand Paul, a Duke University-trained eye surgeon, who is also a corona survivor himself, to boot, is not an expert. It's actually funnier. It's actually funnier than the Erickson than when I tried to show the Erickson and Massihi briefing to a male quarantine Karen, and his knee jerk reaction, because those guys didn't confirm his biases, were, oh, they're not real doctors, they're accountants, and still doubled down on it when I showed him their WebMD profiles listing their academic credentials. I cannot fathom being this dumb. I mean, really? Are people born this dense, or do they have to work hard at it? Mandatory masking, other than some private entities setting their own policies, as well they ought to. I have no problems with that. Mandatory masking hasn't come to this part of the state. And the way things are looking, likely won't. Still, if it ever came down to doing it, this is what I would wear. This is an Israeli-manufactured tactical gas mask designed to native specifications, meant to withstand chemical and biological warfare. This actually would do a much greater job of protecting me than a bandana, a dust mask, a surgical mask, or those ridiculous cloth diapers I'm seeing people wearing all over the place. Yeah. So, this is the mask itself. Here's the filter. There's a little plug that goes in here. Make sure to pull that out before putting it on. But this is what I would wear, because this actually is protective gear. Well, that's it for now. I'll be seeing you next week. I'm sure there will be a lot of stuff going on to talk about. I know that next weekend, Memorial Day weekend, the Libertarian Party will be selecting their nominee. Go Hornberger. But I'll be seeing you next time. And we'll be getting into a lot of that next week.